Welcome to the biggest psychological scam of the 21st century. You know what the main crime in society is today? No, it's not theft, fraud, or even cutting the line. Today's ultimate offense is having bad vibes. Picture this. Your roof collapses, your dog runs away, your salary gets cut, and logically, you are furious. Then some creature in a linen shirt walks up and says, with a lobotomized smile, "Bro, you are projecting negativity. Send love to the universe and it will answer. The universe is not a vending machine. You can't drop love into it and expect a can of happiness to fall out." But the wellness industry built an empire on this. They declared war on the foundation of human psychology, selling the idea that sadness, rage, or annoyance are impure emotions that must be burned out with meditation or expensive incense. They made bad luck your personal fault for not thinking mindfully enough. It's brilliant! They shifted the blame for all the garbage in the world onto your head. We turned people into terrified robots who fear their own anger, even though anger is an evolutionary mechanism that forces us to change laws, fight for rights, and fix wrongs. Suppressing your pain to look enlightened doesn't get rid of it. It rots inside, and a person who forbids themselves from feeling pain eventually stops feeling anything at all. Now let's talk about your liver and kidneys. These poor organs worked for millions of years, surviving dirty water and raw meat, evolving into the most sophisticated chemical lab on the planet, until a 25-year-old influencer in yoga pants shows up and says, "Your organs can't handle it. You need a $50 celery juice because you have toxins." Toxins! No doctor has ever seen these toxins under a microscope. If real toxins accumulate in your body, it's called acute renal failure, and you go to the ICU, not a retreat in Bali. But people love the idea of punishment and redemption. You eat junk food all year, then drink lemon water for 3 days, sit on the toilet, lose 2 pounds of water, and think you cleared out toxins. No! You just flushed out your health, your muscle mass, and your $50. We live in an era of DNA decoding, yet we voluntarily return to the Middle Ages, replacing leeches with fancy bottles. Believing a glass of green juice can wash away years of ignoring your basic needs is just swapping real responsibility for a sweet illusion. Now let's look at the smartest guys in the room, Silicon Valley biohackers and their spiritual twins in esoteric communities. This is the comedy of the century. On one hand, you have biohackers strapping on 15 sensors, taking ice baths at 5 a.m. and swallowing peptides to live to 150. On the other hand, you have neo-shamanic hippies drinking root tea, traveling for ayahuasca, and talking about cosmic energy. Strip away the jargon, and you see the exact same terrified person. One sits in $1 million cryo chamber, the other in an icy wooden tub in the woods. One injects stem cells, the other drinks tree ash. Both are driven by the ultimate pride, believing they outsmarted millions of years of evolution. They turned life into an exhausting 24/7 job where every minute must be productive or spiritual, forgetting how to just eat a pizza or watch a dumb movie without measuring cortisol. Trying to trick mortality, they hide from the simple fact that we are all mortal, and true wisdom isn't hacking biology, but learning to be human in a world you can never fully control. Now open your kitchen cabinets. What do you see? A whole battery of plastic bottles, making your kitchen look like an underground lab. Vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, magnesium, ashwagandha, spirulina, and some dried grass harvested by virgins at dawn in the Himalayas. People eat a handful of synthetic pills for breakfast, believing they just added 10 years to their lives. But basic biology shows your body can't absorb these massive quantities of synthetic vitamins, so it flushes them straight down the toilet, giving you the most expensive urine in town, while your organs work overtime to filter the chemical chaos. Marketers convinced us food is empty and we will crumble without 50 daily supplements. It's a cult selling the illusion that health comes pre-packaged in a subscription box. Instead of getting sleep, eating an apple, and taking a walk, we hunt for a magic pill to compensate for a terrible lifestyle, forgetting that the body craves simplicity, not a chemical overload wrapped in self-care. Now look around at what taking care of oneself has turned into. It's no longer about rest. It's a refined class barrier. Wellness became the ultimate status symbol. People used to buy gold watches or luxury cars to show off. Now, your status is a $200 EcoGlass water bottle with a quartz crystal inside, an organic rubber yoga mat, and leggings made from ocean plastic that cost a month's pension. You're not just wealthy, you're pure, elevated, and part of the elite class that buys organic avocados and flies to 10-day silent retreats. Meanwhile, ordinary people working 2 jobs look at their screens and feel inadequate because they are told that without 2 hours of morning incense rituals, they don't respect their bodies. This is pure snobbery wrapped in silk paper, labeled self-love. Health was turned into a luxury brand, creating the lie that the rich are healthier simply because they are more mindful. By buying expensive attributes of an ideal life, we just buy entry into a closed club of exhausted, terrified people hiding an empty shell behind a pretty picture. Look at how we treat science and facts today. We are living through a bizarre rebellion against evidence-based medicine under the banner of I feel, therefore it works. Modern wellness built a philosophy claiming thousands of years of scientific progress is a pharma conspiracy, while an influencer telling you to drink melted resin found the sacred truth. The main argument now isn't lab results or facts, but subjective feelings. If a doctor with 30 years of experience prescribes medication, they are a system pawn. But if an uneducated influencer says your disease comes from bad vibes, you listen with open ears. This is the triumph of anti-intellectualism. We swap complex scientific facts for comfortable, beautifully packaged fairy tales, because science is strict and doesn't promise eternal youth in 3 days. Rejecting objective reality for cozy illusions leaves us completely defenseless against real threats, swapping actual medicine for a dummy right when we need real help the most. Now look in the mirror and face the core fear driving all this spending. We are terrified of looking our age. Modern wellness declared war on biology, turning natural aging into a personal failure. We were fed the absurd idea that if you get wrinkles, gray hair, or cellulite, it's not because you are human, but because you didn't care enough, missed an injection, or skipped a peptide cream. Society built a cult of eternal youth where a 60-year-old must look 25 or become invisible. We spend thousands of hours and fortunes on an exhausting war against our own birth certificates, slicing, pulling, and smoothing everything that promises to freeze time. But you cannot negotiate with biology. Evolution doesn't care about your serums, and while you iron your skin flat, the internal clock keeps ticking. We stopped seeing beauty in experience. Laughter lines or gray hair are labeled as defects to be erased. In trying to run from age and hide from death, we turn our lives into an endless cosmetic repair, obsessing over the facade while abandoning the substance of our lived years. Finally, look at how this spiritual movement turns us into ruthless egoists. The big trend now is protecting your resource and setting boundaries. We are told that if someone brings discomfort, if a friend calls in crisis, or if someone needs help, cut them off immediately because they are toxic, draining your energy, and ruining your vibes. We turn basic empathy into something shameful, teaching people that only personal comfort matters. Under the cover of mental health care, we raised a generation of narcissists who can't tolerate the slightest discomfort in relationships. Need to listen to a friend? No resource. Need to compromise? A violation of boundaries. We abandon friends and break families, hiding behind a fake cleanup of our circle. But this is just cowardice and a childish desire to live in a sterile bubble where you are always right. We isolate ourselves from a complex real world, and in the endless chase for our own resource, we end up entirely alone in a cozy room with no one left to save us when real trouble hits.